You know, I've been thinking that I should probably invest in an actual background for opening streams like this, because I figured starting off I want to showcase the intro. Yes, we're doing Sonic Robo Blast 2 this time around, so let me just boot it up. Let's boot it up, ladies and gentlemen. This game should not be sold. Just give it a little bit. Here we go. We just check to see if it's actually... Okay, we're golden. We're golden. Boy, oh boy, does this one take me back. Yes, welcome, welcome. 2 months had passed since Dr. Robotnik tried to take over the world using his ring satellite. As it was about to drain the rings away from the planet, Sonic burst into the control room, and for what he thought would be the last time, he defeated Robotnik. There's never a last time. What Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles had not anticipated was that Robotnik would return, bringing an all-new threat. Ah yes. No, Robotnik somehow returned? This never happens. About once every 5 years, a strange asteroid hovers around the planet. It suddenly appears from nowhere, circles around, and just as mysteriously as it arrives, vanishes after only 1 week. No one knows why it appears or how. Yes, very much Little Planet-orientated. Curses! Robotnik yelled. That Hedgehog and his ridiculous friends will pay dearly for this! Just then, his scanner blipped as the Black Rock made its appearance. Oh, Black Rock? Right, this is personal then. Robotnik looked at the screen just as it and just shrugged it off. It was hours later that he had an idea. The Black Rock has a large amount of energy within it. If I can somehow harness this, I can turn it into the ultimate battle station, when every last person will be begging for mercy, including Sonic. Again, I feel as though I need to work on my Robotnik voice. Before beginning his scheme, Robotnik decided to give Sonic a reunion party. Ah yes, just announce your plans and that's bound to go well. Preparing to fire in 15 seconds. His targeting system crackled robotically down to the comlink. Good! Robotnik sat back in his eggmobile and began to count down as he saw the green flower mountain on the monitor. 10, 9, 8. Meanwhile, Sonic was tearing across the zones. Everything became a blur as he ran up slopes, skimmed over water, and catapulted himself off of rocks with his phenomenal speed. That's in all the springs. 6, 5, 4... Sonic knew he was getting closer to the zone, and pushed himself harder. Finally, the mountain appeared on the horizon. 3, 2, 1, 0. Greenflower Mountain was no more. Sonic arrived just in time to see what little of the ruins were left. The natural beauty of the zone had been obliterated, and turned into Mount Eggmore by the looks of it. You're not quite as gone as we thought, huh? Are you gonna tell us your plan as usual, or we have to work it out or something? We'll see. Let's give you a quick warm-up, Sonic. Jettisons, open fire! I will admit I haven't actually watched through this. Robotnik took his cue and blasted off, leaving Sonic and Tails behind. Tails looked at the once perfect mountainside with a grim face and sighed. Now what do we do? He asked. Easy. We go find Robotnik and stop his latest insane plan, just like we've always done, right? Right? Tails? What are you doing? What in the world are you doing right now, Tails? I'm just finding what mission object... Aha! Here it is. This will only give us the robot's primary objective. It says... Locate and retrieve Chaos Emerald, closest location Green Flower Zone. Alright then. Let's go. And so they set off on a new quest. With a new title screen, yes. may as well go into a little bit of my history with this before we dive straight in. I remember wholeheartedly playing this back when I was a wee lad, back before it had this newfangled 3D title screen, all the way back when I was a youngin' in like 2009. Yes, going back that far with the olden levels. Now, as I am quickly going to... Actually, let me just do this real quick. Let me just do this real quick. So, before we dive in properly, I kind of wanted to showcase this little teaser trailer, which adds a whole bunch of... I want to say a whole bunch of background lore, but... mostly just think it's quite the entertaining little romp. Anyways, let's... I'm just gonna play this real quick. Yet another thing for me to do funny voices throughout. Oh yes, since we are doing a mod, we may as well thank the modders, such as Dr. Steven here, Light Dasher, Lach, and friends. Gotta love those friends. Yes, proudly presents, and I must say, when I played this in my off time, this definitely has been quite the strong mod. Once upon a time, there was a legend that was whispered among the shadows. It was a legend of hope and dreams. It was a legend of light and dark. This is the legend of the DELTARUNE. Oh. But Susie, you didn't have to cut me off like that. Meanwhile, damn, there really isn't anything cool to watch today, huh? We literally went through every channel and everything looked so lame. Not even a single giant monster movie? What a scam. Guess everything's pretty lame after all those Dark Worlds, huh, Kris? Yo, what? You have a Saturnus and you never told me? Screw watching TV, let's marathon all these games right now! We're gonna go all night, baby. 12 hours of non-stop funky action. I better not even blink before we're done completing Spiky Robot Bash 2. Let's go! First stop, aerial go- So yeah, as you can probably tell, this takes place in the long wait between chapters 2 and 3. Except instead of going and visiting Tenna, instead, we decided to just play the Sega Saturnus, as opposed to just watching TV. Yeah, we're in the, What happened? Hey, Kris? You alright? Well, wait a sec. Are costumes? Kris! Where the hey! Watch where you're going, you spiky nerd! I knew I had some familiar yelling. Ralsei, you're here too? Wait, wouldn't that mean... I'm afraid so. A new fountain has emerged in this strange world. Guess we're lucky to be all together again, right, Kris? Yeah, I guess we don't need any games to pass the time, huh? Time for a new adventure. Let's go, guys! Strike a pose! Now in development, as in fully being released right now, and... Yep, you could definitely tell this was released after Chapter 2. Anyways, enough of that. Away with that. Let's finally get into this. Get into this proper. Start the game with all these save files, which I definitely did do on my own time. This was all definitely me, so... In terms of characters to choose from, we have, obviously, the Dynamic Duo. We have, Ogilvy. We have Amadeus Jr., Lach Jr., also known as Idris Elba. Amy, before she got rebranded as Anita Sarkeesian. The Australian. Metal. And of course, the three doofuses. We're gonna be going in as Kris. You can't technically go with all three of them, but, well, they're all here at the moment, so... Okay, Kris, where the hell is this place? You said there would be snacks here. Calm down, Susie. Kris, you did tell her that. This is Green Flower Zone. It's really pretty, don't you think? Maybe it would be if it had some green flowers or some snacks. Hey, no way, are those onion rings in front of us? No. let's not lose focus. Kris, Susie, you see these blue robots? Yeah, I'm not blind, unlike whatever loser coined green flower. Susie, those robots are holding animals captive within their shells. Wait, what the hell? No snacks, a trash name, and hostages? This place sucks! The situation is pretty awful, but we can't help. Turns out that breaking the robots open is a piece of cake. And if we're careful, we can set the animals free. Oh, I get to break stuff here? Why did you say so earlier? Yes. What are we waiting for? Let's save these losers. So, main sort of gimmick with regards to this particular Robo Blast 2 mod. It works off Sonic Heroes logic. Oh yeah, Kris, I have some important information for you. You can change your character by pressing Custom 1 or Custom 3. Try experimenting with our abilities in different situations. Or just play as me the whole time. Yep. I will admit I have felt I've been needing a little bit more of these free goobers in my diet as of recently, so I figured, you know what, I haven't exactly been knowing as to what Sonic game I wanted to stream next, so figured, you know what, kill two birds with one stone. I will admit though, not exactly the most experienced with Robo Blast 2. Again, the only instance I got to play it as a kid was just in our various IT lessons, because someone was charitable enough to have put Sonic Robo Blast, like, again, this was 2009, but someone was still charitable enough to put it on the school computer, so I spent possibly a few too many IT lessons just playing that and Mario Brothers crossover, for what it was worth. Anyways, let's go up here. Yo, Kris, what is this, a frisbee? Sure is shiny. I wonder why it was hidden like this. Here, stick it in your pocket with the rest of your junk. Maybe we can catch downtime later. We can throw it at some random passers-by. Yep, never changed, Susie, never changed. Also, I remember this from back when I was a kid, this house. I remember this house. Hey, isn't this what Red 16's house? How did you can take you to hell? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, counter guy gets a $4.99 a night per night rest. As you can probably tell, another big selling point of this mod is the dialogue, and yes, I do hope to be having a bit of a ball with it this time around. Hopefully you enjoy it as well, just along with my various nattering. That and the frame rate apparently just having a panic attack every couple of seconds. So, Kris's whole shtick here. Kris is the dedicated speed type character. Instead of a spin dash, we have a slide, which they can chain into a lunge to get up some good decent speed, and you just they get the cross slash. They can just slash enemies whilst in midair. Or you could just hold the jump button next to them after going into a lunge like this, and it attacks automatically. Susie. Obviously the more battle-orientated character of the mod. Just, generally the best when it comes to attacking enemies. Just swing away, or you can hold down the attack button in order to do this. Do your good old Rude Buster there. And hold attack in the air again in order to do the Red Buster from Chapter 1, I believe. Again, it's been a little bit. I was definitely thinking of streaming DeltaRune at some point, though I wasn't sure as to whether to leave it until all the chapters had come out, or do it in the build up to Chapter 5. Again, let me know, let me know. And I may as well just say this outright, probably not going to be going with for all the Chaos Emeralds this time around. But I will try. I will try at the very least to get as many as I can. Assuming that I remember where all the things are in order to get them. Anyways, Green Flower Zone. Still, let's say, relatively as short as I remember. But of course, From what I recall, in the original, like, 2009 version, the level basically ended here, and didn't have this little corner here with this little enclave, which I still have no idea how you're supposed to get into legitimately. I'm guessing with the power of Tails, seeing as he's the only one who can fly. Rude ship. Yep. Also, fun little tidbit, Kris is the only one who can use the shield abilities. Just have to be sure to jump and do it in midair. As you can see with the nuke shield, which possibly one of my favorite power-ups in this whole game. And Ralsei, we'll get into Ralsei in the next level. Also, yeah, you can do the dance from Chapter 2 as well. First things first, though. Time to showcase the special stages. And yep, instead of Supersonic, we get Lancer. Surprise, nerds! I'm here to get some shiny rocks! No way, Lancer? What's up, man? Susie, the Lancer fan club is back together. I don't mean to interrupt, but is there a timer above us? Oops, forgot about that. Got a juice! So yeah, Lancer, as far as I'm aware, operates a little bit differently compared to Supersonic, where you have... With Supersonic, in a normal game, you have to hold down the button in order to go fastest. So here, you just have to press the button once, and he just sort of retains the speed. And can sort of just go kind of ludicrously fast if you let him. Just look at this. Look how fast he can go. Just stuff like this, I really do appreciate them just going the extra mile with details like just having Lancer as your Supersonic special stage. Also, in terms of special stages... also, I love that little detail. Yeah, in terms of special stages, I'd definitely say this is definitely one of the more interesting takes I've seen. I mean, obviously it is basically just stages based on nights, which... honestly, just seems like a bit of a logical conclusion in my eyes. Especially given the sort of connection that Sonic and Knights tend to have, with obviously being the brainchildren rather of Yuji Naka. Well, maybe not quite in the case with Sonic, but I think you get what I mean. I think you get what I mean. In seeing Sonic and Knights so linked and tied together. I will say that it is definitely nice to see Knights again in Cross Worlds. Just seeing that alone just sort of brought a small smile to my face. It's like, ah, they actually remembered. Like, Sonic and Knights are, like, linked together in some strange way. I think I don't have to worry too much about these early special stages, as they are relatively easy. I just remember once we get to, like, Emerald 6, if we ever do get to Emerald 6, that one's the more sort of egregiously difficult one. Oh, I thought they were Chaos Emeralds, you know, green. At least purple's a cool color. See, Kris thinks so too. Gah! Whoa, that is cool too. What other colors can you turn into? Shut up, shut up! Again, dialogue is definitely a high point of this whole mod. Definitely looking forward to seeing how much more we can uncover, because I know there's quite a few interesting Easter eggs which occur throughout. Anyways, good old Green Flower Zone 2. Let's play around with Ralsei a little bit more. Ralsei doesn't necessarily have any combat capabilities, as you might expect. The most they have is, of course, the Pacify, in which technically you can destroy robots, but again, you kind of have to charge it up. Once you charge it up fully, it does have a spread at the very least to make groups of robots a little bit less egregious, but Ralsei's main strength comes from his vertical movement, so he does have this Scarf Swipe, which you can do in midair. Good distance, vertical-wise, and can actually destroy robots, which I do kind of find funny considering Ralsei is all about the pacifism. And I suppose the more interesting little tidbit here is if you jump whilst charging, you get like a super jump. Unfortunately, you can't really break open boxes though, which is kind of a shame. Ralsei's real strength, however, comes when you fully charge up the pacify and then jump. It's like you can get some serious vertical distance with Ralsei. So, and considering you can swap between them just like with the flick of a switch, you can easily just combo all their moves together. Like for instance, you do Root Buster, and you just get like a ton of height. I think we're gonna go this way, though. I don't remember there being more than 2 emerald tokens in this stage, but we're just gonna go this way. Mostly just because I quite like that jump, because again, Kris is the speed character. I suppose it really is like Sonic Heroes in a way, which is ironically an observation which I'd made all the way back in Chapter 2, where with the poses they were making and the general feel of it, it really did remind me of Sonic Heroes. I'm glad to see this mod sort of capitalize on that, even if unintentionally. Like, obviously you got Susie, which is your power character, Ralsei is your flight character, with the vertical movement, and you got Kris's speed. It just fits. It's like it works so well. Anyway, it's time to get that accursed 4th Chaos Emerald. Where's that damn 4th Dark Fountain? Fluted Cove. Yeah, Lancer admittedly can be a little bit hazardous to control, especially in the later stages. It's like the Lancer cannot be halted. He just refuses. Also, I must admit, real quick, never exactly grew up playing Knights games, so you may have to... I apologize in advance for my lackluster gameplay. But then again, I've been thinking about it a little while, and especially with some of my earlier streams, like especially the Final Fantasy one, the Final Fantasy VII one, this is sort of compulsion to have to 100% everything. It's sort of in my nature, really, and especially considering there's the possibility at some point, due to fan requests for me to do a Yakuza game. I don't necessarily think 100% completion is something which is normally feasible. Hey, this one's blue like me! You look great in my eyes! Your eyes? But where are they? On my face, kind boy! Yeah, it's just like asking a Diglett what his feet look like. Ooh, the super power loop. Let's see what this amounts to, if it amounts to anything. Also, yeah, I remember this. I remember this being quite the maze. I think we're supposed to just be going up this way. Oh, there we go. Again, I'm hoping Lancer kind of makes the latest special stages a lot easier, but somehow I have my doubts. There he goes, just into the distance. Alright, let's try our luck with that damn 4th Chaos Emerald. And generally speaking, Cavern Fortress. I do appreciate them just using this as a means of teasing all the various stages we go to. Like here, we got Castle Robotnik from the Martin Adams books. That was like the only one I actually got as a kid, which is kind of weird because it was the last one. Oh yeah, and no. I think this is the first instance of you actually taking damage in one of these stages, and already I'm fairly certain it's going to cost me. I will admit, as someone who's not that experienced with the Knights games, I'm not sure how the Knightopian Helper helps, for lack of a better word. And I'm fairly certain it's quite useful to have, it's just never really was quite... I suppose that would be another interesting game to stream, actually. I'm thinking specifically Knight's Journey into Dreams, the Wii one, which... You know, home to yet more stellar voice acting. That should be a fun laugh. Should I... Another blue one! This looks awesome with my bike! Actually, this one's cyan. Yeah, like Lancer said, it's blue. Well, technically speaking, cyan is actually... Nerd! It's like... I saw that coming from a mile away, but it was still great. You still gotta love it, even though... You know, some of the more obvious jokes... Sometimes the more obvious jokes are the best ones. New record! There we go, got that damn 4th Chaos Emerald. Should I play some more? I mean, I'd personally be down for playing more Robo Blast 2 on certain streams if there is demand for... Anyways, let's go Robotnik. Because I know there's like a whole bunch of various different level packs you can go through, just again... feel as though I haven't exactly played enough of Robo Blast to properly consider myself a veteran. So, again... It's gonna be interesting seeing how this stream goes. Maybe I may be compelled to play some more. As to regards to whether you should play it, I don't see why not, if you don't have anything better to do. It's like, even back in 2009, I recall this being considered one of the better Sonic games. Kind of weird we don't get any interactions first meeting Robotnik here. It's just like, who the hell are these weirdos? Instead, we just get standard boss fights. With the Katzotsky kick. No commentary yet on Techno Hell, which that does sort of lead me into an interesting quandary now that I've been thinking about it. Again, with how level progression is in a lot of these Sonic games. Because obviously the original plan for Sonic 1 was a little bit more of a natural progression from idealistic nature to dystopian technological nightmare state. Like going from Green Hill to Labyrinth to Marble, etc. I feel this is probably a more decent crack at it, just something which looks more familiar to Green Flower, whilst at the same time being rather similar looking to Chemical Plant. Holy crap, a Gatorade factory? Susie, wait, if you fall in, you'll turn purple. Huh? Oh, right. Again, just can't get out of that tutorial mindset, can you, Ralsei? I'm guessing that this is more so a route which is more accessible for another character, just guessing Knuckles. For the time being, I'm guessing we just gotta go up here. I'm not 100% certain where a lot of the tokens are from here on out, so we may not get another chance to go to the special stages, so... We'll just see what does, we'll just see how it goes. Again though, Kris definitely, oh no, that is satisfied, look at that! You almost think that I played this game before. You know, let's go this way. Let's go this way. I think, relatively speaking, the layout for this is similar to when I was a kid. Again, I didn't really have much time to really get into a lot of the later levels, so... I think Techno Hill was usually as far as I got. Again, though, just, coming back to this game, it really feels like it's from a completely different era, just sort of arguably back from the golden age of Sonic fan games and Sonic fan media. You know, what I dub sort of the Newgrounds era was, you know, the era of all the sort of good, like, Flash games. Like the start of the Henry Stickmin games, Final Fantasy Sonic X, Wrath of Nazo, just all this good stuff, which you don't tend to see anymore. I mean, technically you do, but I feel that fan projects nowadays seem more prone to getting axed via drama. From what I've heard of Outcome Memories, I think that's a good example. Again, not exactly the person that keeps up to track with stuff like outcome memories, but from what I've heard of there at least, it's not going all that well. Yeah, I think this is where the levels start to deviate a little bit compared to when I was a kid. I really wish we didn't have to jump in the goop. What are you talking about? This stuff tastes great. You've been eating it? You haven't? That just seems so on brand for Susie, though. You know, the chalk consumer to be drinking this stuff, which I'm fairly certain I saw at like my sort of like the doctor's office at one point. Just all this really sort of clinically smelling, unidentifiable purple liquid, which I can only guess it's medicinal, but odds are I'm guessing it's just sort of a take on the Mega Mac from... At least I remember calling it the Mega Mac from Chemical Plant. I do find that funny, though, just how stuff like Archie and Satyam just sort of coined Mega Mac and just turned into just like, oh yes, just this icky goopy stuff which seizes up Sonic's shoes so he can't run anywhere. As opposed to here was just basically purple water. It's like, don't worry about any of the adverse side effects about it getting on your skin. It's just like, no, it's perfectly fine. Like, you don't have to worry about getting any skin diseases at all. You don't have to worry about ingesting it at all. I mean, Susie probably doesn't. But then again, she's built in an unorthodox manner. Yeah, I knew that was damaging, but I still dived into it anyway. I will say, though, I do recall a lot of the enemies in this game being quite annoying, especially just these flying enemies, which aren't exactly the easiest to pin down, especially with our attacks. I mean, Susie's definitely got the skills to really damage enemies, just not to the same extent as someone like... more so just to damage a lot of these flying enemies. Again, it feels like you really have to be precise given how small they are. Also, that is definitely satisfying to see, though, just diving all the way to the bottom of one of those. Come on, let me get a ring. There we go. Again, it really feels as though we're going into uncharted territory here. I'm thinking this way. I do appreciate that the release of the background of the stage is just the city from Chemical Plant. But from the looks of it, just from the coloration and the buildings. But nowadays, I'm looking at it and just can't help but be reminded of the Nerd Crew. Constantly shilling over the latest Disney products. It's like I feel a lot of this old retro media nowadays has just been sort of ruined for me. I mean, at least not entirely. It's just a lot of stuff that I can't help but I can't not see, if that makes any sense. I should have known that we'd be in for the ganking. Good luck trying to catch me now, suckers. I'm too fast for you. Yeah, I'm bringing back this voice as well. What? Weren't you surprised? For some reason I thought there was like a pane of glass there. Go figure. I will admit, when it comes to this game, though, I think a big reason why I didn't really play much of it as a kid is just never exactly been the biggest fan of Doom-style level design, because of course, this game is basically a mod of Doom. If that wasn't entirely obvious to everybody who already didn't know. Just with the model layout. I think it's mostly just stuff like the textures and the more labyrinthian level design. It's something that I was never really all that fond of trying to traverse as a kid. Anyways, I'm pretty sure... Yep, there we go. Just gotta push the button. Again, you'll have to forgive me as I'm not the most familiar with a lot of these stages. Weirdly, it sort of feels as though I'm going into this partially blind. So, again, hope you don't mind. I've been betrayed! How could you do this to me, game? Also doesn't help that those guys just stick to you like glue. And I guess it probably doesn't matter considering your jump hurts them, but that's not exactly the case with these guys, is it? I've been thinking for a little while, actually, with regards to playing DeltaRune, just what I would personally consider my favorites of the chapters to be. Weirdly enough, just something, just one of those sort of shower thoughts which creeps into my mind when I least expect it. And if I had to choose from most favorite to least favorite, which sort of feels like a bad way of putting it, but I think you get what I mean. Going from... Oh, level's already over. So favorite I would say is Chapter 2, then Chapter 4, then Chapter 3, and then Chapter 1, because I mostly feel as though Chapter 1 is more sort of trying to figure stuff out compared to Undertale. I feel Chapter 2 is really where it starts to come into its own. That, and I feel as though a lot of the jokes are just the funniest. Yeah, I should probably go as Susie for this. In a more... what really feels like a more aggressive version of the... Oh. A more aggressive version of the Chemical Plant Zone boss. This is the game engine with... Yeah, just thinking about how much has been done with the Doom engine over the years. It really does beg its belief. Just... I mean, I know a lot about a lot of the stuff about it being used for, like, combat simulations by the US military at one point. Which, again, kind of feels weird knowing what kind of a game Doom is. Because I'm fairly certain run and gun with a super shotgun is not exactly tactics for US Special Forces. So yeah, as you can probably see, Susie... Yeah, Chapter 4 definitely, is a sort of chapter where everything feels as though, ah yes, now it's really starting to come into its own. But me personally, I still have a soft spot with Chapter 2. I'll probably have to go through it again and reevaluate. How's the day been? Unproductive, I feel, is a good word for it. Just sort of, kind of feel bad about it. Anyways, it's water level. Water? Kris, I got a little bit of a confession to make. I can't swim. Oh, Susie, don't worry, I can't swim either. Kris, you have the biggest grin on your face. Why? You can swim? Oh, you can, Kris. That's wonderful. You can swim very well. I'd like to see you do your breaststroke. What's wrong, Kris? You're suddenly pale. They're just bluffing. You can't swim just like the rest of us dweebs. Hey, it's just a joke. No need to look so ticked. I do quite like that. It just feels very, very appropriate given all the revelations in Chapter 4. Again, it's just like with Kris and the piano, where sure, Kris can swim, sure, Kris can play the piano, but we can't play the piano, we can't swim. So we're just sort of stuck down here in water level like the rest of everybody. I think we'll probably be best using Ralsei for this, though, just so we can sort of mitigate a lot of the platforming mishaps, because I'm guessing platform is definitely going to be... I just realized Shellcracker's over here. Get out of here. I definitely feel with his affinity for vertical platform that Ralsei is definitely going to be quite the darling in this level. Like, observe! Let me try that again. Let me try that again. Observe! Can get some serious height under the water, huh? I will admit, though, I'm guessing that this sort of water effect isn't native to Doom. It just looks funky. I mean, I'm guessing for Doom, this is definitely quite impressive. Just, can't help feel it looks kind of funky. Just seeing all these wacky 3D effects that this game is sort of employing. Again, I'll definitely have to apologize for not knowing where any of the other tokens are. Any that we come across at this one, I'm fairly certain are going to be accidental. Going to be brutally honest. Ah. Fantastic. Say I love you, but please never say breaststroke again. You might catch it. Ah. So that's how it is. Let's... You know, let's continue to go down here. Not today, Shellcracker. I should have known I'd catch your elk around here. I'm guessing Kris is going to be the best option here, given the slide. Like, look at this. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Not sure if the speed shoes are definitely going to be all that useful here, but we'll try anyway. Feels as though I'm supposed to be going up the stairs this way, so let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Oh, drowning. Drowning! There's no surface here, I'm doomed! Ralsei, please! Great. Let's just go down here. I'm fairly certain we can still find... Great. Okay, let's go down here with Susie. That's what I thought. This way, I think. Through all the sea mines. It feels as though we're not supposed to go up here, but I'm gonna try anyway. Because I have the capacity to... Oh. Yeah, this feels about... Yeah, this feels, appropriate. This feels like I'm going the right way. I'll be honest though, I definitely wouldn't mind, trying out more levels of these guys, because as far as I'm... Oh yeah, fun fact about Susan. She has the ability to break spikes. So she could just trivialize this section. Fantastic. But even in 3D, it feels as though I'm getting screwed over by Shellcracker. Funny how that works. Okay. Where the hell am I now? Oh, wait. Oh. Looks like we reached the end. Go for it, Kris. I do gotta admire the sense of scale to a lot of these levels as well, though. All that stuff around here feels big, for lack of a better word. Like, these caverns feel as though they go on for a long time. Also, water slide on par with Labyrinth. Should have seen that coming. And here we are, just... do gotta feel bad for poor Ralsei, constantly getting his fluff wet. How can he be a fluffy boy if he's not... if he's constantly getting his fluff all matted up with water? It's unbecoming of a prince. Now let's see what's through here. Again, under the assumption that a lot of segments in this are more so designed for other characters, because as far as I'm aware, Amy can also break spikes with her hammer. So likely segments with her in mind as well. But then again, it feels as though these three goobers can sort of trivialize a fair few segments, which, you know, I don't necessarily mind, just makes life easier for me. Guessing there's what? Yep, there's air up here. I do gotta appreciate the music in this segment. Really feels quite serene. Also, okay, so I was kind of worried that this is just a bottomless abyss down here. See, look at this place. Like this. This is the sort of sense of scale that makes Lost World from Sonic Adventure feel like a, feel rather confined by comparison. I mean, I know there's like that huge, like, area with the big jungle in the background, but you never really go there. Whereas here, I guess I gotta give it credit to the Doom engine. It really, provides this game with a lot of scale in its levels. Ralsei is a plushie gets... I mean, you say that, I know that a lot of people make the joke about doing that with the Spamton plushie, but... Funnily enough, I did actually get the Ralsei plush from Chapter 3, it's just... I feel as though I've made a bad habit of collecting plushies. It's unbecoming, it's unhealthy. Like, I still got a few plushies that I'm waiting to come in the mail. I mean, I could have a look... Again, I feel as though a lot of the plushies I have in my cabinet right now are mostly those from either my Japan trip or from... down here. Yeah, either my Japan trip or plushies from various YouTubers, like... I think I got one of the Panzer Hat ones with the hippo. That's in one of the D&D Fool's Gold ones. Not that any of you probably know what that is. Again, I kind of feel as though I'm lost a little bit here. It's sort of the weird thing about this game. I'm guessing that it was a fair bit worse in the original version, but I get the sense that it feels as though you're getting lost constantly, and then you just end up on the right track. It's like you end up on the right track just before it feels as though you're about to get lost. I think that's a good way of putting it. I say, gotta appreciate just the callbacks to Lost World with the water slide here. DeltaRune changed a lot over the years, yeah. To think that it completely changed genres, it's just like that dang Toby dog has done it again. Should have seen that coming, really. Like, he's done it again. He's changed. He's subverted our expectations in a way that's actually good. Because I don't know. I feel as though the term subverting expectations has sort of become more of a loaded topic over the years. Right, let's see. Where are you taking me now, game? Right into a shell cracker. Good. Fantastic. Alright, where am I now? More waterways. Oh, this is like taking me in a circle, isn't it? You know, go to sleep. Again, I'm under the assumption that there's a particular path you're supposed to go through these levels with each character, like similar to how it is in the classic games, where you go through one path as Sonic, one path as Tails, one path as Knuckles, which... Oh, now that's cool. Got a minute as well. I do quite like the art style for the main characters here as well. It just looks so cute. Oh, bless yourselves, Rainbrains. Thou art surprised, worms? Oh god, not this guy again. Thine future ruler of this kingdom has granted me the honor to strike thee downst. He dead? Yes. Doesn't really look like it's a... Aha! But I shall prove of my superiority, and he shall acknowledge of me as his left-hand man. Prepare to be overwhelmed by the ultimate minion, Toil Worms. Yeah, there he is in just the stock Family Guy death pose. And his mech is just the duck from Chapter 2 as well. Just, again, feels as though there's just a lot of love from Chapter 2 here as well. Just... Again, we're changing the battle theme as well. This is great. Love this. Again, though, Kris kind of makes quick work of him. Get over here, you. And look at this! These tubes are pissing me off. I'm the original Star Walker. They even got Star Walker here as well. This whole thing is just great. Like, they didn't have to go for all the trouble to make this as good as it is, but they did anyway. This feels just straight up legend. Oh, God! Damn it! Yep, and once again, he's been stoned. And you can just push him around. Go stand in the corner and think about what you've done. Yes, the duck machine is back. Because obviously that's what everybody picked in Chapter 1. Yeah, that's it. Go and stand there and think about what you've done. Hey, Robotnik, you okay, buddy? You look like you're kind of drowning there. You need help? I don't think he's breathing. We should probably get out of here. I think he's dead. I asked Castle Robotnik. We're finally back. Speaking of the book, we actually get. I'm fairly certain this is one of the levels which was included in the original, like, early 2000s. I want to say this came out in, like. That is an interesting question. When did this game came out? Because I want to say, like, early 2000s, but part of me kind of feels as though it was earlier than that, because obviously this is a Doom mod. So, as far as I'm aware, it could have been late 90s. Again, just sort of had a resurgence back in, like, the late 2000s with all the various Linkin Park AMVs. You know, that sort of time. Let's have a look. Guessing not through there. You know what? We could probably just go over here anyway. You know, the Prince from the Dark, he'd just do anything. And I suppose it is fitting they were in a castle as well, given Chapter 1, though. I'm not sure if there's any references to Jevil here. Or, you know, the King from Chapter 1, because it feels like it would be, quite the place to make it, but then again, I feel especially after the rules card fight, maybe a little bit on the nose. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe there's a Jevil, maybe there's not. Also, with Susie, you could just break the spike balls, just like, yeah. I don't have to put up with your traps. Except for that annoying guy just firing arrows at me off screen. Again, these robot designs really feel like something you'd see on, like, Newgrounds, like good Newgrounds stuff. That's sort of what I associate with this game, to be perfectly honest, just Newgrounds. Oh, 2003, right. Yeah, I feel that checks out. Robo Blast 2 is Robo. Well, obviously I knew it was quite old. Just didn't realize quite how old. Also, that spike ball saved my life. Again, it is quite amazing to see just how much has grown over the years. I'm fairly certain a lot of the levels were more labyrinthian and small in scale back then. I'm guessing there's still a fair few levels here which are quite experimental, because obviously one which comes to mind, as Susie mentioned, Aerial Garden. I still have no idea how you're supposed to beat that level. And again, with levels like these, it feels quite fitting that it's in the dark as well. Unfortunately, though, considering this is just going off of material up to Chapter 2... Oh, and of course, the bonfire. We can't forget that Dark Souls reference. Kind of surprised that there's no mention from Susie or anything here. Because it definitely seems like the sort of reference they make, you know, considering the Amogus reference in Chapter 4. Which, you know, I don't think anybody actually liked. More so in a... I don't think necessarily just despised, more so just sort of rolled their eyes at. Just, ah yes, it's too... making an Amogus joke in 2025. Can't be me. The ceiling's falling down and the walls are... Oh crap, the whole bridge is collapsing! Move your ass, Kris! Run, hold X or whatever! Yep, just basically incentivizing you to master the lunge. Like, look at this. Again, really do gotta appreciate just how cool Kris is to play. Nailed it. That one was originally supposed to be made in 1997 off an old Doom ports in 95. Yeah, that's an interesting question. A castle again? This guy sucks. What's wrong with castles? He's stealing our thing! You better not have any stupidly cool personalized rooms. Stupid? Ah, whatever, bet he doesn't have a cauldron cooking though. We got him beat there, Ralsei. Again though, not entirely certain as to what happened with Sonic Robo Blast 1. I think I played a game at one point with a similar name, but I wasn't sure as to whether or not it was a joke or not, because it was like... looked to be badly made in like MS Paint or something. Again, not entirely certain if that was the original Sonic Robo Blast 1. I will say though, a level like this really feels like it would be the sort of level to have the real sort of Doom-inspired level layout, though. Then again, moving platforms like this, I can't help but feel this feels like super ambitious for basically Doom. And I'm sure Doom had stuff like moving platforms and whatnot, just it feels as though at times you can barely tell this was in fact based off of Doom. Okay, a little bit awkward. Where am I supposed to go now? Let's just go this way. Let me just grab this extra life real quick because I can. And there we go. Kris just has a double jump even though we don't necessarily need it. It's, this way, I think? I'll get out of my way, you. One little tidbit that's kind of awkward with these guys is that they only attack in the direction the camera is facing. So, for instance, if I want to attack towards me, it doesn't let me. You gotta turn the camera first, which can be a little bit awkward at times. Let's see. Where do you want me to go now, game? This way, I'm guessing? Oh, that's an emblem. I feel I made a grievous error on this one. Oh, there we go. This looks like a way. This looks like a direction. A step in the right direction, as it were. Again, though, it may just be me, but... stuff like, this courtyard here, just... I can't help but marvel just how big it all seems. Ow. I suppose on a similar topic, going off of my last couple of streams playing Sonic games on the Wii, I did try to come across in thinking, you know, Sonic games on the Wii were actually pretty good, but I feel as though in talking about that, I kind of missed out an important point. Not sure if this is the best time to really get into that. Oh. Well, this, I'm sure, would have been awkward if I was playing a Sonic. But anyways, Sonic games on the Wii. I feel as though I sort of missed out on an important detail, that being the backwards compatibility thing. Because I remember having good times with Sonic games on the Wii, but I think that mostly came from the fact that, oh, these newer games are hit or miss, but at any time I could just take out the disc for something like Black Knight or Unleashed, and instead just put in Sonic Adventure, or mess around with Adventure 2's Chow Garden, or play Sonic Heroes. It's like, Sure, you could play all the Wii games, but you could, at the same time, also just simultaneously play all the GameCube games as well, and I think it's really the GameCube games that really elevated Sonic on the Wii for me, now that I think about it, because by comparison, Sonic on the Wii U, which is how I've been experiencing it for the longest, for the most recent of times, considering that's my only way to play Wii games at the moment. Gonna be brutally honest, Sonic on the Wii U, not nearly as good, because of course you don't have access to the Sonic's GameCube library. Like, you can't play the classic games on Mega Collection, you can't play Heroes. I can't get out of this sticky situation. Oh wait, I can. It's like, where am I now? So yeah, you can't play any of the GameCube games, but it's like all you got is the Wii games and the Wii U games, which basically just leaves you with Lost World and Rise of Lyric, which again, just giving up being able to play stuff like Adventure 2 for Rise of Lyric and Lost World. It's you can definitely see why playing Sonic on the Wii U is not exactly the most tantalizing of propositions. I suppose thinking about it as well. Oh hey, oh howdy, howdy. Glad you could show up. We were just talking about Sonic on GameCube. Because I'm just going to be honest, I think that in terms of the quality of games, I still think that Sonic's best console performance was on the GameCube, because most just it housed all the good games. Like, sure, it housed worst ports of Adventure and debatably Adventure 2, alongside more divisive games like Heroes and Shadow, but at the same time, you could still play the Adventure games as well as the classic games via Mega and Gems Collection. I'm guessing that we're supposed to just head upstairs. Like so. Like, I feel as though you wouldn't necessarily get a lot of this sort of level design in a more traditional Sonic game. Just like all these multiple paths and whatever. Oh, that was the end. Nice. 7 minutes, though. These are definitely quite some beefy levels. Also, yeah, time for one of the more funny bosses in this mod. Because yes, you can break Robotnik spike balls here. You could just do it normally and press all the buttons, but I kind of want to showcase a lot of stuff off first. So let's just go up here. I'm going to be playing as Susan for a lot of this fight. Out of the way, sucker! How? Come on, Susan. Stop it! Not so tough now, are ya? Are ya? Oh! Jenkins, the games where I had a lot of fun on GameCube, the Sonic games, still the adventures. Yeah. Been thinking about it a little bit for a while. Let me just stop it, stop it, stop it! I'll just get this little tidbit out of the way before we wrap up. Just hit them, let me hit them! Oh! Yeah, just love the dialogue here. Was that so hard? Yeah, I've been thinking about it for the longest time as to what I would consider my favorite Sonic game of all time. I feel for the longest time it's mostly just been a toss-up between Adventure and Adventure 2, because obviously Adventure 2 was my first game, so obviously it would hold a key place in my heart, but honestly, in terms of my past experiences and what I value from Sonic as a whole, I definitely do think that Adventure ultimately comes out on top, because whilst I know that the GameCube and future ports are notoriously janky, me personally, I feel it's one of the games where I enjoy playing as Sonic the most, that and all the other characters. I mean, obviously playing it modded on PC sort of enhanced it a whole bunch with giving Amy a good moveset, and including stuff like the drop dash. But generally speaking, thinking about it for a long time, I generally feel as though I prefer the more sort of Japanese side of Sonic, all things considered. Just like supplemental material with the voice actors and whatnot. And obviously the Sonic X dub, for instance. Just the voice work and the general sensibilities of the Japanese side. I feel as though I've come to prefer that a little bit more. Not to say that I dislike a lot of the more Western stuff like Archie. I do like it sort of in its own right, but doesn't necessarily feel 100% like Sonic to me, if that makes any sense. Again, I'll probably talk about this a little bit more if I do stream Adventure again, because obviously I'm going to stream it again at some point. It has been a little bit. And I can understand a lot of people not really liking Adventure nowadays, especially with stuff like how certain characters play, like Amy and Big, and especially the presentation, and just how janky it is, especially with the more modern ports, but me personally, I still have... Oh, can we fight the doctor now? Sure, give me a sec. Yeah, you could just trash all these robots. Anyways, let's fight the doctor now. And for that, these spike balls are annoying me, so let's just get rid of them. Let's get rid of all of them real quick. Oh, it's called See It. Yeah. I'm thinking next time I stream it, I'm probably going to stream the GameCube version, because up to now I've mostly just streamed the modded version on PC, which at this point, outside of like actually playing it on Dreamcast, I'm fairly certain is mod on PC is the ideal way that most people would play it. But it is sort of an interesting little tidbit to think about. Something that's sort of been bugging me for a while, just little Timmy, who got into the series via watching the movies. The best way to experience this game from before he was born is to get a PC.
I think I'll just leave.
Yeah, you can just basically bypass the boss by destroying all his spike balls, leaving him completely defenseless. Can't help but find that funny. Again, love a lot of the little details in this mod. There we go. Oh, Arid Canyon Zone, here we go.
The desert, it's pretty hot here. You know, you could just take your scarf off. But it's comfy, it makes me feel happy and warm and dizzy and lightheaded. Okay, Ralsei's having a heat stroke. Better move, Kris.
But before that, I have a beef with these cactuses.
Take that, you prickly pickle.
Yes, we got to annihilate the cacti. That's our top prerogative this particular level. We'll say, though, these levels do definitely go by quick when you level them. Just... It still seems like a relatively short game, all things considered. Again, we'll probably have a look at some extra maps as we go on. But for now, though, got some cactuses to completely mulch. Die! I suppose thinking more about the sort of Japanese side of Sonic as well, I feel as though I haven't been able to look at Adventure 2 the same way again. You know, knowing the sort of context behind them basically just abandoning the Japanese audience in favor of just going for a Western audience. Like,
What's the matter, Susie? You getting tired from smashing all those cacti? No, it's, Anyone hear that? Eh? Hear what? Almost like angry Spanish squealing? You're probably just exhausted from swinging so much. It's very hot here, be careful not to get heat stroke.
Or like you're one to talk, Ralsei. But remember to hydrate. With what? Cactus juice? Huh? Whatever, let's just smash up some more. Not sure if there's any penalty for destroying all the cacti, but I think it's best we get a move on regardless. I think here is where a lot of the level design really sort of comes into its own, rather. Let's see what's over here. I remember there being something over here. Ah yes, this particular annoying enemy. Go to sleep. Wow, Ralsei just destroyed it with the power of sleep magic. I wish my sleep magic was powerful like that. In a Spanish Inquisitor. Yeah, not entirely certain what that's referenced to. I get that there's a lot of more sort of deep cut references to Robo Blast 2 included in this mod. From what I recall, at the very least. Still think it's kind of neat just how a lot of these levels play out. I do quite appreciate just sort of how it's come into its own almost. Like, it really feels like a proper classic Sonic game with a lot of its level designs and the aesthetic. It really feels as though it's got down packed. It really sort of feels like a proper something that you could tie in with Mania. Which, thinking about it, with regards to sort of accessibility and how good it is out of the box, I almost want to say that Mania is almost tied with Generations as just sort of being the best Sonic game out of the box, just sort of on an objective scale. I mean, obviously Adventure's still my personal favorite, but I can see objectively that yes, Generations is generally what most people consider the better game. It's wild as well, just how many of these jumps you think you can't make and yet you can anyway. I'm not entirely certain where this is going to lead, but I'm going to try and trust it anyway. Because I have the power of flying. I'm fairly... yeah, I can just bypass that. Look at that. Oh. Got a little scared for a second there. It's like, the prospect of just running down a desert road like this, I'm surprised that more Sonic games haven't really capitalized on this sort of prospect, because I think the closest that we necessarily got was like the intro to Heroes. You know, before... oh. Well, guess I'll die. Guess I'll die. Oh, so yeah, just a nice little falling sound effect from DeltaRune as well. Just really tying it all together. Oh, so that's how that works. Also really gotta appreciate just how many sound effects this lists from the classic games as well. Really sort of helps solidify it as, yes, this is basically the equivalent of the 3D classic Sonic game, weirdly enough. Let's see how much height we can get. Oh. Oh, that works. It's so wild how much you can potentially skip with these goobers. Like, this in itself really feels like a mechanic you would see in a proper Sonic level. It's just... I can see why a lot of people would come back to this more time after time. It just... I can see why it became so popular. It just feels so authentic. In some strange way. Just... especially with how a lot of the levels are set out. Well, that's gonna be interesting. You know, if I actually had to I was gonna say, if I actually had to navigate it, but, get out of here, you. I got places to be. This doesn't seem authentic at all. You can actually stand on the spikes. Ah, going into a mine shaft by the looks of it. Really to get into this series looks like... Yeah, I'm actually having quite a bit of fun here, even if it's, I will admit, this was sort of a short notice thing. Now that I think about it, it's another thing that I was possibly considering streaming was the new, Sonic mod for Mario 64 co-op. I'll probably stream that at another point, actually, just, again, it feels like me and my bad timing. Also... It just looks like that weird jaw-looking thing from Sharkboy and Lava Girl up there. The thing spewing poisonous gas. It's like, I don't remember the name of it, because again, not the most familiar with Sharkboy and Lava Girl, but it's just for the eyes and the mouth. I can't help but not see it. Yeah, I saw that coming. Oh, I thought there was a... I was gonna say, I thought there was a bottomless pit here, and there was. Yeah. Admittedly did see that coming a little bit. Suppose I may as well take this time to showcase the little bonus taunt, because obviously these goobers do get a fair bit of taunts to them. Like, obviously you got Ralsei with... You got the dancers... And then you also got a few extra ones. Just hold up on the D-pad, and let's do Susie first. Damn it, Kris! I mean, it's like, of course we get... I think these are more sort of the mimetic taunts. Like, obviously we can't not have that one for Susie. As for Ralsei... Yep. 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 Can't not have that. And for Kris... I don't have any control over him. He's just doing this by himself. That snout. Yeah. Sprite work in this is quite something. This way, I think. Again, I'm just going off of this via guesswork. Gotta iterate, not the most familiar with a lot of these levels. Just familiar enough with the mechanics of Kris and Susie in order to navigate. Oh hey, minecart section. It's time for good old Conky Dong. Yeah, kind of scared about these... Ah, that's right, just carry over all the explosives to me. That's bound to go well. Through here, I think? Yeah, it's so weird to still see Kris in the spinballs, even though that was from Deltarune. Surprised that actually made that without taking any damage. Also do gotta admit, the music here, I think this is what's reminded me so much of Mania. It really does remind me of Mirage Saloon a little bit. I mean, obviously it would. You know, similar settings and whatnot. Oh hey, more minecarts. Another minecart? What a drag, Kris. Ran one of those TNT battles, that'll get the excitement going. Don't actually do that, Kris. This way, I guess? Ah, yes, right into... Yeah! Watch out the spamtum on there. Alright. Now you remind me. Now you remind me of just the spamtum flashbacks. With the roller coaster. Now's your chance to be a big shot. Over here, I think? Alright. So that's how we're doing it. Okay. Okay, game. I'm picking up what you're putting down. We gotta go up there. We gotta go up the slope. Enough fooling around on the minecarts. We got places to be. in what really feels like a Minecraft setup, which I suppose is kind of, to be expected. Something tells me this is going to be the most difficult section yet. I mean, I suppose it's not too bad, it's just a matter of timing. Just, It is fairly snappy at the very least. Also, I do appreciate that... I was gonna say this is a 3D model, but it actually isn't. There we go, that's how you do it. I will admit this is sort of putting me in mind of the bobsled section. A banana? Kris, get the banana. The hell? Potassium. Of course, we gotta get that in there somewhere. I don't think... I want to say there's some sort of Jubble Easter egg. What's up with all these roller coasters being unfinished? I think we want to go in here next, actually. Because I think there's a wee bit of an Easter egg over here, as far as I am aware. Just gotta figure out which way. Which way is which? Can the camera work for me? That's the key thing. That's the key important question. Will the camera cooperate? Because it's... Ah, secret exit.
Huh? Why is this thing in here? You mean the signpost? Assume the evil scientist put it here. His face has been all over him after all. No, I mean, why is it here? What kind of moron hides a signpost behind a signpost? To be fair, it does seem a little on the loony side.
You think?
He straight up trapped us in an arena and made us push buttons. In a specific order. I hate pushing buttons in a specific order.
I feel as though I'm definitely going to have a bit of a riot whenever I stream Deltarune. Oh, and look who it is!
That floral button just let me about it. Yo. Ah, the dog actually had the brains to have some real muscle, eh? Well, you're too late. I ain't about to blow this gig over some bad-looking lackey. What did you call me? Oh.
Alright, it's time to kill this. Damn, Susie, I think we gotta kill this guy. Yep, we do get a Fang boss fight. With the same music he had in, like, Triple Trouble, I'm fairly certain. At least I want to say it was Triple Trouble. Like, I'm fairly certain this was the music from his boss fight at the very least. Let's see if I can make it through this whole thing without dying once. Something tells me not really. Anyways, get over here. I'm not done with you yet. You and your stupid springy tail. I'm guessing that there's a different boss fight if you go into this as Fang. At least that's the assumption. Wait, did he actually do the Goofy scream? Next chapter coming up this... Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. In fact, I'm sort of held off on playing through Chapter 4 again up until the announcement of Chapter 5. You know, just sort of get myself... not burn myself out over it, because I will admit, last time I played Chapter 4, I did it all in one setting, including the stuff with Mike.
Oh, sick of volcano! I always wondered how hot lava is. Enough to melt pretty much everything? Oh, you mean pretty much? There's gotta be something lava won't melt, like water. Wait.
Susie. Yeah, I'm fairly certain this level only has like one act to it, and I remember specifically, back in like the older builds of this game, if you jumped up on that red house in the first level, you'd basically just get whooped straight here. I imagine Kris is definitely going to have his work cut out for him here. Because needless to say, I remember this particular level being quite the ordeal. Just panic switching to Ralsei there. But yeah, ended up playing all of Chapter 4 in one sitting, and by the time I got to the final fight in Chapter 4, I'll just say that much, I will admit, even though, despite how cool it was, I was kind of worn out by it, so probably have to be mindful of that whenever I stream. Oh yes, and here we have the plum rolling segment from Rayman 2.
Careful, Kris, don't want to slip and fall into the lava. Check this out, Kris, no hands!
I really love Susie's energy in this game. Just in general, I feel this game really captures it quite well. Just the whole fluff it wee ball energy. You know, the sort which would... oh. The sort of energy which would convince you to just slam dunk yourself into an enemy like that. Just slam dunk you and your best friend into the mouth of the giant kaiju. That's Susie. Again, though, I do gotta wonder when Chapter 5 is gonna be out, to be brutally honest. I mean, no rush or anything, just, do kind of find it funny, just the whole thing of just like, ah yes, Deltarune fans, when Toby Fox doesn't release Deltarune Chapter 5 on January 1st, 2026. Yeah, I know that wasn't worth it. And I'm fairly certain as far as Toby is, from various newsletters as I've heard from Toby, that apparently work has already started on Chapter 6, so I'm wondering, imagine if we got both Chapter 5 and 6 this year. Somehow I doubt we would, but... I mean, I imagine that the whole game, considering how long it's taken to come out. Part of me wants to say that, the ending may come sooner than we think. Though again, probably wrong. It's just one of those things where I'd like to be a little bit optimistic. Also, well, again, observe me being absolutely... I do gotta wonder, though. The trees here definitely do remind me of a level from Knuckles Chaotix. Maybe that's just me. With the Microsoft Paint-looking volcanoes. Ah. Again, though, this whole, these particular segments, all I can really think about when I see them, again, is like that plum riding segment in Rayman 2, where you're riding a plum across the lava, because apparently the most lava-proof substance in the universe is the skin of a plum. Who would have thought? Just can't help but find that funny, all things considered. Just, oh yeah, just ride on this plum in order to traverse the molten rock. I mean, I'm guessing in terms of Rayman 2, it's more sort of something that you're not really supposed to consider, considering plum juice in that universe is also alcoholic, as far as I'm aware, going off of the logic of Rayman 3. I don't know what it is with the Rayman series and plums, though, to be honest. But, ah, yes! The ultimate thing which will help us get through all these treacherous hazards. Plums. Poor Ralsei. It's like, not even Anakin had it that bad when he got put in the lava. Once again, how is he supposed to be the fluffy prince now, when it's all singed and burnt off? It's like this... Damn! Andre said glow... Oh yeah, that's right, allergic to plum juice. now I remember. Again, it's been a long time since I played Rayman 3. Just remember, oh yeah, Glowbox drinks the plum juice and then gets drunk and can fly with bubbles. Or just turn himself into a balloon. It's just one of those things, now that I think about it, it's just one of those things you don't really question as a kid. It's like, oh yeah, Glowbox just becomes a balloon whenever he drinks plum juice. Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. I can see how that works, even though you really shouldn't. Suppose I can't help but find it funny just how many things just sort of make more sense to us as kids than they do adults. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff about the Sonic universe that we don't question, like the fact that... Oh, wow, is that a rocket ship? Maybe... Mine! On the stream, the misfire would actually start to... Ah, yes. Glad you made it anyway. I think we're about to get into sort of the end game. We're in the rocket ship. Because there's only... Kind of funny that there is just a rocket suspended over molten lava. Anyways, here we are, the Egg Rock Zone. Hey guys, we're in that evil man's base. Space station, huh? Gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Too bad I'm gonna crash it down to the ground anyways. Can we get out of here without doing that though? We'll see. Alright, I think this is where the levels really start to come into their own in terms of difficulty. Like, look at this. Oh hey, it's also the snail guys from Launch Base. I remember you being more annoying in Launch Base. Okay, gotta wonder, where... Oh. I think I'm gonna be relying on Ralsei for the time being. My first 2D character... Ah, I see. I think you did mention that in the server. I think I do remember you saying something about that. Also, I'm guessing that the red walls there are instant death. Again, I'm guessing this is where the difficulty sort of spikes. We'll say, music at the very least sounds pretty funky. Go to sleep. Ooh, this is gonna be a doozy, I think. Okay, so that isn't an insta-kill at the very least, so, tank it! Tanking it! That went well. Oh, and of course we got the gravity simulation here. Because it's like, hey, remember Death Egg? Oh, that's pretty neat. It's like Final Egg mixed with Death Egg. I'm guessing we gotta go this way. Like, even the background here is reminiscent of Final Egg to me. With all the lights. Oh. Good to know. Kris, get the... Oh. Well, I suppose that was to be expected at some point. And yes, Ralsei has splattered. Then again, DeltaRune mod, they already look good as slight release, and there's actually full set of... Yeah, a full set of characters with their own unique moves. It's also Sonic Hero Simulator, how about that? Like, again, just a lot of attention to detail really went into this mod, and I can't help but appreciate it. This is sort of a nice way to sort of get my DeltaRune fix for the time being. Again, though, not entirely certain as to whether we're going to see much progress here, because, again, from what I've heard at the very least, these levels are quite tough. Like, proper old-school tough. Alright, here we are again. Will admit, just trudging through this now, I am a wee bit nervous just to not fall off. I guess that's how these whole games are supposed to make you feel. It's supposed to make you feel tense. It's supposed to make you feel like a real gamer. Oh, and of course there's lava in here as well. Fantastic. Ralsei? You're up, buddy. Okay, I can't help but feel nervous to go... Oh. Kris? Yes, the secret fourth team, the fun gang. You gotta love them. Also, can you not? Can you not, please? Right, I think we may be, I think we may be on this for a little bit. You may have to excuse me. I think probably best, better to just go with Ralsei. Just look at him go. See, that went well. That went well. And sort of feel as though Ralsei is my safety blanket. Ooh, this is gonna be... Ah. Hovering over a bottomless abyss again. I suppose at the very least these platformers are more forgiving than they could be. Oh. Ho ho ho. Again, super nervous about this. Let's just have a reset to check what it's Ralsei is zooming. Well, yeah. The funny thing is, I'm fairly certain Ralsei is like the slowest of the bunch. Mostly, most of his skills being in vertical movement, as opposed to Kris, who is like the fastest. We'll just grab these rings over here. Look, there you can see it. The earth. Susie, did you want to say something? I do find this whole particular gimmick quite cool, though. Just like a reverse of the sort of standard water segment, where it's like you gotta get in the water in order to survive. Ralsei, please! Oh, my God. Did you see someone back there, Susie? Couldn't hear ya. Heh, trust me, you don't want me to repeat myself. Okay. Do gotta appreciate all these jokes. The pride Ralsei is holding back for some reason since he killed the statue. Ah, I'm guessing it refers to the prophecy, not wanting to unleash his full power. Yeah, I feel as though there are quite a lot of interesting questions cropping up with all the, with a lot of the recent chapters, so... I do sort of have a little bit of a worry, though, especially with regards to stuff like Stranger Things, where the, it's gonna end up, with the conclusion that isn't exactly the most satisfactory. I mean, considering Undertale and considering it's Toby we're talking about, I know that's unlikely, but... Can't help but find it to be still a little bit of a worry that I have. Oh yeah, this definitely seems reminiscent of Final Egg. Again though, can't really help but feel nervous going throughout these particular levels. Oh... I can't help but be a little bit on edge with these. Just gonna be brutally honest. This way, I think? Ah.
Seems there are two paths we can take. Which way, guys?
Left! That evil guy isn't right, so it must be left!
Your choice, Kris.
Yeah, let's go left. Or at least try to go left. Thanks, Susan! I'm at the very least hopeful now we're here we won't have to go through, Oh. That's the airlock. Susan throwing us out into space again. Good grief. Yeah, I think I'm about to die. I was not prepared. Yep. Yes, I would like to continue, thank you very much. Really feel as though I'm going to be relying on Ralsei for a lot of this, which, you know, is fine. In terms of which is my favorite Lightner, though, I don't think that's necessarily fair, because playing through Chapter 4 again, I can't help but think, you know what? I like all these guys. I don't think it's fair to necessarily say I have a favorite, as they all have their own sort of stuff going on. You know, let's head to the right. Let's see what happens in here. Ah, laser gates.
Huh? Is my hunch not good enough? Don't worry, Kris. I'm pretty sure this is definitely the right path. Ooh, look at me, Mr. Technical. That was a better choice.
Well, we made it to the checkpoint regardless through this laser gate. Yeah, I definitely think Kris is going to be the better suit here. I do definitely gotta appreciate the thought that's gone into the movesets, though, where it really feels as though each of the characters really has something that they can contribute. Like, each one is better in certain situations. Like, Ralsei's the safety blanket, Susan's the, I want everything around me to die, and Kris is the sort of technical speedrun type. I like it. This way, I think. Again, I'm just sort of guessing as to where we're supposed to go. Still find it funny that there's just molten magma on a space station. Okay, I think we're supposed to go out there. I don't see any oxygen. Ah. It's not a good character writing free protagonist characters of the various starring characters, including the one who technically has no agency. Yeah. I am definitely intrigued a lot by Kris's whole deal, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where that ultimately goes. Okay, so we gotta go in here first. My frames, my frames! Now that feels really proper Sonic, just those sort of spinning segments, the sort of transitional periods. You know, just like in the olden years, just like in chemical plants. Oh, what have we here? Ah. I see the problem. These levels can be... Oh, yeah. So I've heard. Well, we made it through at the very least. No idea where the goal ring is. I'm guessing it's still going to be quite a ways away, considering we're basically in the last sort of stretch of levels. Alright, where are we now? Gotta ask myself the question. Seems as though we need to activate the thing. Yeah, that's just me. Oh, and of course we got a spam him in the chat, just to sort of hammer it home. Yeah, I really do think that the DeltaRune streams are going to be quite interesting when I get around to them. Oh. Now this just feels right out of Star Wars Episode 3. Did you press the stop button? No, did you? No. Alright, here we are. Elevator 31174. Let's go. Surely we gotta be near the end by now, right? Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. Try that again, why don't you? Again, Ralsei always in with the save. That's it, just go to sleep. So we've got to admit these enemies seem reminiscent of Bergmite from Pokemon. Just with the shells. Okay, where are we now? Conveyor belt by the looks of it. Oh boy, this, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Doesn't appear to be a Robo Blast spam to get... Nah, I think it is mostly just, the fun gang in this instance. No Noel, no Birdly. Kind of a shame as well, no Birdly. I mean, I suppose it makes sense. This is supposed to be after Chapter 2. Alright, where are you taking me now, game? Oh boy, this... Just what the doctor ordered. Disappearing platforms. My favorite mechanic. I don't know why I did that. No Birdly good. I can't help but feel bad for poor Birdly, honestly. Game. Ah. Here we are. Just straight out of Mega Man. That one segment in every Mega Man level which everybody hates. Disappearing platforms. Oh yeah, I could definitely imagine. I could definitely imagine this being utterly miserable as Sonic, and let me guess, all the way back to the beginning, hooray! Yeah, needless to say, I did kind of anticipate this, to be perfectly honest. These levels, I don't necessarily have the most experience on, so, again, mostly just going for this blind. You know, let's try the right path. Let's try the right path. The right path was the wrong path. Yeah, definitely just going with the left path. That seems to be more reasonable. You know, just to avoid the vacuum of space. And of course I screwed myself anyway. Yeah, no idea as to how I'm actually going to manage to get for this at this point. Because it feels as though I may have inadvertently hit the wall, as it were. I mean, I know I've made it decently far, but I know that there's still a myriad of levels yet to come. I'm just kind of worried that about whether or not I'll be able to see it through to the end, as it were. Also, can you stop? Thank you, Susan. And oh hey, I could just bypass entire segments just by doing this as Ralsei, I forgot. Anything else? Nope, and nothing else up there, it's just huh. Are you saying that I still have to... Way to raid on my parade game. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be going this way. I was thinking, oh, hey, yes, I finally cheated you. I have found a way to bypass the segment, except no. I suppose if it's any consolation, we should be able to get through a lot of this a lot faster now that I have a better idea as to what to do. That's it, just gotta stay in the blue cube. Wonder if some Helldivers doing. Oh yeah, right, the whole Helldivers news. Admittedly, I haven't been keeping the most track of it. Also, Ralsei, get in. There we go, get in the pipe. I haven't been keeping the most track of it, admittedly. Just, sort of waiting, honestly, just for the next sort of big development to come up. Honestly, I'm not sure we even needed to go outside now that I think about it. Jeez Louise. Major story. So I've heard. So I've heard. Also fairly certain, yeah, we just have to not do that. The black hole is... Ah yes, as opposed to purpley, so you know that it's, you know that it's totally different, you guys. Okay, so it does look like we have to go outside. I know, sort of feels as though this game does this level is sort of fun policing me a little bit. It's like, what do you mean I can't use Ralsei's flying abilities to bypass a lot of the level and just help me get through this faster? That's the worst part of all when you it's like, yes, I finally got through all that difficult stuff. Now it's just like... Now, then you just flub up stupidly at the last possible moment. Imagine if this is where I ended up just getting stuck. And I was just thinking, you know, I could just probably just... I'm thinking. I'll probably see how I go this time around, because I may have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I'm gonna be honest. I may have a means for us to see more of the game if this doesn't work out. Well, I'm still alive at the very least, and that's what matters. Get me in the pipe. Okay, back here again. Back here again, finally. Again, though, definitely quite the interesting mechanic for a Sonic game. Just trying to get an elevator to work. And it's definitely done in a cool manner, I'll just say that much. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Okay, what else do I have to work? Oh yeah, we're back here. All that just for an area I could have got to super easily with Ralsei anyways. Except now the door is actually open. Alright, here we are again. Sort of feel I have to concentrate a little bit here. Whoop. Alright, back here, and we have Ralsei no smoking in the elevator. No! I have been bamboozled, I've been fooled. Also, I guess we just have to wait here. Ah. At least the platforms are kind enough to respawn in a timely manner. Well, here we are again at the very least, and we have a faint idea as to what to do now. Just, go for it normally. And hope that Ralsei's, super jump can save us. Again, these were all... I didn't mean... I keep forgetting that to hit the... Keep forgetting to hit Pacify first. As I was saying, these are always my favorite levels in Mega Man. You gotta love it. Just gotta concentrate here. Don't like how the platforms are getting thinner. But, oh. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Level's still not over yet. Shoot. And I only have one life left. Don't like how this looks. Oh. Come on. Come on. Huh? Anyone else hear that?
Hear what, Susie?
Nothing, just obnoxious music. Oh yeah, I think that's a reference to a hidden disco room in this level. Also, I think... Oh, thank goodness it's over. It's over. And yeah, I'm just gonna go through. I'm just gonna go through. Thank fluff for that. That felt painful. Anyways, Black Core, the final zone.
Hey, you want to race, don't you? Susie, I don't think... Challenge accepted!
Yep. Of course we get ourselves a Metal Sonic race. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Yeah, I imagine this is going to be quite tough. And then again, I have confidence in Ralsei's ability to navigate all these hazards. Oh, how did you get ahead of me? Metal! Metal, get back here! Metal! Okay, I think that was a mistake. Okay, at the very least, we made it to Black Core. We made it. We made it here. We made it to something that is an egg rock. We made it to the final zone. Yeah, he is just doing his little finger wag. Just like, wait a minute, you're not Sonic. Well, I mean, one of you is blue, so I guess that's close enough. I really do gotta feel bad for Metal nowadays. It's just like... when he's not getting absolutely working as Robotnik's most powerful jobber, in the case of stuff like Surge, he's just there to quote references to Sonic Heroes, it feels like. Or, you know, the OVA in the case of Cross Worlds. Just like, of all things, they got Tails of all people to do the whole strange isn't it line, and I just think to myself, why are you the way that you are? I hate so much the things you choose to be. I was gonna say, how did I survive there? How did I survive? I say, just dying horribly, just like Anakin. I feel this super weird to see that this game has an exorbitant amount of lava. Which, I mean, it is Doom, so I guess it makes sense. Because, you know, Doom is all about the boiling lava. Oh yeah, that's right, I could just break through here with Susie. And of course, this wouldn't be a Metal Sonic race if we didn't get that Stardust Speedway leitmotif. It's like basically written into lore at this point. Also, can I just... yeah, I could just bypass this segment. And oh hey, they actually put in the Sonic 4 leitmotif for him as well. Yeah, generally speaking, I do quite like this Metal Sonic theme. That's it. Get him, Kris. I am speed! Yeah, that's, was quite smooth, actually. I'm surprised. Anyways, let's go, Metal! It really feels like Susie's time to shine in situations like these. Yeah, that... In terms of those movesets as well, this really just feels authentic to how Metal would fight, with just the same sort of energy balls he uses in... Well, I know it wasn't exactly Metal that did it, but this really feels like something you would see in, like, Sonic 3, with, like, Mecha Sonic. And he even has, like, the purple after effects from the OVA as well. Alright, where did he go? I'm not giving up that easy, Metal. Oh, he's smoking. He's smonking. I think all we have to do is survive here, by the looks of it. As he just runs into... It's like he had this whole thing set out as well. Just the, just like going for the wrestling... Going for like a wrestling ring setup here, like a boxing ring setup. Anyways, get dabbed upon, Metal. Yeah, that's, that wasn't so bad, actually. I really feel as though Egg Rock Act 2 was really, like, the worst of it. Anyways, let's get on through here.
Huh? What's that on the computer screens?
Testing, 1, 2.
Oh, wait, it's just that big fat egg guy again.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the most cunning scientific genius in the world, and soon to be ruler of this planet.
The rule of the planet?
Indeed. With the power of the Black Rock and the Dark Fountain combined, I shall create Brack Eggman Mark II and use it to impose my rule.
The hell's a Brack? Dr. Robotnik, you have no idea what that fountain is capable of. You gotta stop what you're doing now before it's too late.
I very well know what it's capable of, goat boy. Limitless power. And you will not stop me, not even by force. So I suggest you just run on home to wherever it is you came from.
Kris, what are we gonna do? Sounds to me like some butt kicking is in order. Come on, we have a world to save.
And a lot of Badnik blueprints by the looks of it. I do kind of wish that we did get a lot more interaction between the Fun Gang and Robotnik. Like, I feel that's something that was sort of missing from the first boss fight, actually. Just, we don't really get any introductions, just, well, there's Robotnik, go beat him up. Anyways, let's go in here, where the rest of the Chaos Emeralds are. Look, there we are.
Here, signpost.
Ralsei, watch out, it's a trap!
Well, thanks for spoiling it, guys. Yeah, let's just go over here. There we go. And I still have most of the emeralds, Robotnik.
I warned you to leave, now you will reap the consequences. Face the wrath of Brack Eggman Mark 1.
Face the wrath of your butt getting kicked by the Fluff Squad. Fun Gang. That's what I said, right?
That's not what she said, but I am...
Come on, that electric barrier is cheating. I bet we lean into that acid that'll discharge it.
It's worth a shot. Also, yeah, I do appreciate that the design of this final boss is basically just Metal Robotnik from the OVA. And I know that he called it Brack Eggman.
Kris, Ralsei, take cover!
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Oh. Yeah, he has a lot of knockback on his attacks. Anyways, do definitely appreciate that this is just Metal Robotnik from the OVA, or... He calls it Brack Eggman, which I'm fairly certain is a Japanglish for Black Eggman from, which I'm pretty sure is the robot's name in the OVA's Japanese voiceover. In other words, the original name, but I guess they really don't like calling, it really is just like a Xenoblade situation all over again, where it's like, he was originally called Black Eggman, but for localization he called him Metal Robotnik, just like how in Xenoblade Metal Face was called Blackface. Which, I mean, I definitely get why they decide to call him Metal Face, because of the sort of connotations of a character called Blackface. I mean, who does he think he is? Justin Trudeau? I'm probably gonna get killed for that joke. I mean, not in the game, obviously. I'm gonna get killed for something else. Yeah, I definitely think this is the most effective strategy at this point. Just run out to him as Susie and whack him with the axe. That's it, it's time for another acid shower. I'm surprised there's no reference to Queen in this fight, considering all the acid. I also definitely feel I should stay more central, just to sort of mitigate knockback. Or, you know, just, try to... Oh, that's it. Yay, we win! Get out of here, Robotnik! I guess that's it, huh? I'm fairly certain there's some dialogue that's supposed to play here, but, you know what, let's just get in the thing. Timely reference. And there we go. That's, that admittedly took longer than I thought. And away they sail from the, from the egg rock as it explodes, and, obviously if you have the Chaos Emeralds, then the comet is freed once more from Robotnik's clutches, and you get a nice little firework in the shape of your character of choice. And, yeah. That's Sonic Robo Blast 2. Definitely more on the short side, though, given the time, I suppose... timely in terms of me finishing it. Thanks, by the way. I will say, at the very least, level design at times, especially on the later side, really feels more sort of... I suppose a charitable way of putting it is old school. Like, it does get brutally hard, like, the sort of stuff you would expect of, like, a game from the 90s, in terms of difficulty. Like... I always want to say that's sort of more up there with, like, the end of, honestly, I kind of want to say it's harder than Death Egg Zone in Sonic 3, which I know isn't really much, because you could argue that the Genesis games, on the most part, are kind of easy outside of possibly the first one, depending on how you look at it, but... I feel as though I know some of these people in here, or at least knew. People who worked on all the Magnificent Sprite art, which... Again, I feel as though this game hasn't gotten updated in a while. Admittedly, I haven't exactly been in the loop about it, but I am definitely hopeful that we get some new meaningful additions to this. Again, though, I can't help but wonder just how a lot of these levels would have played in the sort of old version. As far as I'm aware, Metal Robotnik as the final boss is also in the older versions from a lot of the videos I saw as a kid. Along with an actual, like, Doomsday-esque final boss. Which is just big robot in the middle of the arena with 4 platforms surrounding it. Did a great job on the sprite? Oh, definitely. Definitely. In both the game and the mod. And honestly speaking... whenever I do play this game, I'm definitely going to be playing as these guys a little bit more often. I'll just say that much, but... let me just skip this forward a little bit. Obviously, we need to get the remaining 3 Chaos Emeralds, so that's going to be... out of the scope of this level. Considered finish immediately I've hold this... yeah, I suppose that's fair, but again, I feel as though... the, that last level, Egg Rock 2, that was considerably brutal. Anyways, let's play some more. Let's have a look at some more levels. Mostly going to be going into the secret levels, because there's a few little tidbits what I want to sort of look into. Hopefully this won't take too long. Let's start with Frozen Hillside. We're going to be playing as Kris. Frozen Hillside, because we get more dialogue for these.
Sheesh, this place is freezing cold. Bet no one would love it here. That's okay, sis. You can have my scarf if you need it. Nah, I'm fine. Plus, Kris looks like they need it way more than I do. They're all blue. Isn't that how they normally look? Yeah, sure.
I'm guessing this is more so a level that they couldn't necessarily fit in with regards to level theming, but it is kind of a shame because I'd arguably say this is one of my favorite levels in the game. Also, I do appreciate that they just have the penguin badniks from Ice Cap from Sonic 3 just waddling around. It just sort of brings me back to when I was a kid, really seeing those guys. You know, back before all these hard times. Always fun. Okay, so I guess that makes sense as to why I haven't seen many updates. With that being said, I'm fairly certain there's a whole bunch of level packs being made for this game still, which I haven't really seen much of. Again, fairly certain there's a whole lot of extra bonus stuff with regards to some of those level packs with these goobers. Not 100% certain on them. Just figured that just doing the quote-unquote vanilla game would be suitable for our purposes here. Also, pretty certain I need to go this way. Come on, Kris. No! No, I'm getting... Just getting sent downstream. The current is too powerful. For even a fluffy boy to navigate. And its main reason I wanted to do this level is due to a nice little tidbit that comes in at the ending. We'll just... Let's see how that looks. Yeah, there's the... I didn't even realize for the longest time there was mistletoe there. And yep, of course there's Amy.
Oh, look, Kris, you made a new friend.
Psh, yeah, right. Look at the two little lovebirds. She's got a tight grip on them.
Can Kris breathe, though?
Again, Amy's need of a prescription is getting worse every day.
Oh, Susie, she likes you.
What? Hey, let go! Kris, why'd that grow off your face?
This again, just really feels as though these three really have a lot of chemistry to them, despite the limitations of the medium.
Look, Kris, Ralsei's got a girlfriend. I'm humbled, really, but it's too soon.
Yeah, I just don't really like that cute little detail. Personal space, Amy. Yes, back in the good old days when she didn't... Back when she couldn't differentiate Sonic from anybody else in the cast. Pipe Towers, let's do this one. And this one is fairly interesting, actually, in regards to, dialogue.
Huh? Hey, wait a minute. This ain't Spiky Robo Bash 2 at all. Kris, what are you smirking at?
Oh, it seems we've somehow stumbled into the Mushroom Kingdom. Looks a bit barren, though. The fact there's only Goombas here are not a good sign.
Those are the bad guys, right?
Well, yes, but isn't that not the robots which are...
That's all I need to hear. Time to kick some butt.
Susie!
Murder!
Susie, please, have some respect.
What, you want Princess Mango to get kidnapped again?
That's not what I meant.
Oh yes, this really does remind me of that one, I think it was Rooster Teeth sketch, where... Depending on how many enemies you killed in the video game determine whether you got into heaven or not. Cannot but find that funny. Anyways, let's see what happens when we try Kris. Okay, I guess I just have to return to title and try it again. Because you do get some unique dialogue depending on who you strike first as. Or maybe it's just the case that it's the first time that... Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any more of it, but I do find it quite funny where if you kill them as Kris, Ralsei just scolds Kris, just like, "Not you too, Kris." And then you get two different dialogue boxes depending on how you deal with them as Ralsei. Either by pacifying them Either by dealing with them using pacify, Ralsei just tells them a bedtime story, or if you kill them with the scarf swipe, Ralsei's just like, I didn't mean to do that, and just gets shited on by Susan. Anyways, Forest Fortress.
Wait a minute, didn't we already go for this place? What do you mean, Susie? You know, middle of the woods, castle. But this looks totally barren. And hey, maybe the evil doctor began work on this castle and just left? That's lame. He's lame. This place is lame.
Yeah, there's a nice little tip that I want to go through with this particular level before we get in some nice little bonus stuff. Fairly certain at the very least I should look at some of the dialogue in the challenge levels as well, wouldn't it? It's like we've gone from the main game, so this is mostly just bonus stuff. Also, just, yeah, like Susie said, it was just another castle level, except, you know, with less castle in it. I think I'm looking forward to just speed through here, because I remember this level not being overly difficult at all, just, at least with the fun gang in tow. With Sonic, I'm sure it would be a fair bit more tricky. Again, even has the same enemies as Castle Robotnik. That's one thing that I've been considering as well doing at some point, just, doing read-alongs of some of the old Sonic books, like, yeah, I miss Rooster Teeth, yeah, me too. Because I remember, at the very least, the Martin Adams books having a fair bit of funny dialogue from what I recall, so I suppose it's something to consider in the future, just, if I really do run out of material to do on Sonic streams, just read a book on stream. It'll be great, it'll just be the least professional audible reading in the history of audible readings. Like, I remember particularly Castle Robotnik just being kind of, wild with a lot of the inclusions that were made in it. At least from what I recall. Bunny reacquired the company, but news about what he's... Yeah, I did hear about that as well, Bernie actually reclaiming Rooster Teeth, which, you know, definitely seems like a good thing, but that's something that I have been wondering, actually. What exactly would they do with Rooster Teeth at this point, considering fairly certain Ruby's pretty much been picked dry, Red vs. Blue's pretty much over? Unless they did something new with Halo, except they already did that with Red vs. Blue 0, and we all know how that went. I mean, they could do something new with Halo, but considering Halo's kind of irrelevant at this point, do gotta wonder what they exactly would do with it, because I feel as though I'm kind of screwing up with this level. Something ASMR audio. Yeah, I've considered that as well. The thought has crossed my mind to do ASMR streams, even though fairly soon I don't have the mic for it. What am I talking about? I definitely don't have the mic for it. Anyways, end of the level right here. With a rather futuristic-looking castle there. It looks kind of weird. Anyways, one little tip that I wanted to go for this level for. Well, it looks like a save point if we go over here. We go over here.
Even the moss here is lame.
Yep. Moss acquired. It wouldn't be a DeltaRune mod without moss. Tried a lot of that Gen Lock shop. Ah. Good stuff beyond their animes and reviews. Yeah, I really do miss sort of late 2000s, early 2010s Rooster Teeth. You know, back around sort of, I want to say seasons 8 through 10. That's sort of when I properly got into the Rooster Teeth stuff. Anyways, just gonna go into the dialogue options for here, and then we'll just close out. Haunted Heights.
Man, how long have we even been here for? A day? A day? It feels like 2 years have passed. Well, it seemed like time moves differently here in this dark world. This fountain must be much more powerful than we thought. And I'm already out of crunchy captain snacks. Whatever, let's just go already, Kris.
Yeah, Haunted Hill Zone. Unfortunately, considering this was released before Chapter 4 came out, no Jackenstein. It also means that at no point do we get any tenor. Anyways, I think that's, don't there's really anything of note in Haunted Heights? Or really most of the challenge days, so we'll just go into Aerial Guard next. Susan's favorite level. Silly skit shorts. Yeah.
Finally, we've made it to the best level of the entire game! Huh? Don't you find those bee things annoying? You kidding? They infinitely respawn, I mean I get to smash them forever. Alright, but let's not stay here too long, okay? We have a fountain to take care of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for this because, honestly, I have no idea how you're supposed to beat this level. It just seems to keep going on and on and on. Like, challenge level is right for this stage. Especially considering I don't think it necessarily has level design.
I think we took a wrong turn somewhere. Where the hell is this place? And why is it all underwater? These ruins look very peaceful. I'm sure if we were a fish, we'd love it here. Okay, but we're not fish. How will you get us out of here before we become fish food?
Okay, now we're done with that. I'm not sure if there's anything necessarily here, so I kind of want to try something out. Just need to get the the map names here. Here we are, map numbers. You know, just to ensure I get the right ones. In your own time, in your own time, internet. Again, I feel about to wrap up fairly soon. Just gotta remember the numbers. Remember the 21st of September. Also, I'm guessing that there hasn't been much lag on the stream so far. It feels like it's been a lot smoother than yesterday at the very least. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Okay, maps. Maps. That's not it. Let me try this. Again, you gotta bear with me here. This is definitely gonna be worth it. Here we go. Let's start off with this one. Ah, that's right. I have to be a naughty boy in order for this to work. So, infinite lives. Let's try that again. Tutorial zone.
Huh? Who's that rat at the bottom of the screen?
Ah, yes, the rat that just got done choking the life out of us.
Why is she telling me what to do? Kris, was that in Spiky Robo 2? Well, it seems we're in some kind of digital training facility. Oh, what now? Look, I don't care where we are. All this dialogue just giving me a massive headache. Let's just leave before my head is exploding.
I do quite like how the tutorial area looks here. Just very, very reminiscent of Sonic CD with all the neon stuff here and the flowers. Just generally speaking, aesthetic-wise, I really do like this game. I'll just say that much. It feels though more recently I've really come around to more sort of the classic style aesthetics. Especially sort of Saturn style stuff. I think that's also why I quite like the original Adventure so much, because I feel that was sort of the last game to really sort of delve into that before it became nostalgia pandering. Anyways, I think to wrap up, let me just do this. Here we are.
Eh? Huh? Kris, did you tilt your cartridge or something? Where the hell is this? I'm standing on nothing! Look, there's some people up there waving. What? Where? I don't see anyone. Are they waving at us? No, they're sort of in a giant ring. Wave at this, nerds! Susie!
Yep, she basically just flipped off the title screen. As yeah, this is basically just how the title screen looks. I mean, it definitely looks nice. Again, just sort of feels like a real debug thing, especially with that skybox. Anyways, I think that's gonna be all from me, so put a lot of effort into this mod. Oh, they definitely did. And I'm guessing there's a lot more to it, which I'm just not aware of, but that's gonna be all for the time being. So until then, just gonna bring up some music to wrap us up here, so we're not in complete awkward silence. I'll see you next time for whatever the hell I decide to do next, but until then, thank you for tuning in regardless, and again, apologies for the quality of the gameplay. Regardless, though, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.